Okay. Okay. What a beautiful sea of blue here. What best view, best view. All right, I would like to reopen the Village of Bronxville's Board of Trustee meeting for January 12th and ask all to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. And I can tell you tonight is the trustees, all of us up here, our favorite meeting when we have all of you here. So I'm going to ask our police chief, Chris Satriali, to step forward and share with us what a wonderful night we have to honor our officers. Thank you, Chief.
Good evening, Mayor, Board of Trustees, Mr. Palmer, Mr. Stout. Thank you for having us here this evening. We are here to celebrate the hiring of 2 new officers that have completed their field training and are working the mean streets of Bronxville. And we're here to promote 2 other police officers who have worked for, in one case, many years, and the other not so many, to the position of sergeant. Prior to doing that, just like to acknowledge, although they leave, they tend to always return to the best department in Westchester County. We have Dimitri Gillard and Kevin Iglesias and Baldwin Firpo, who worked for us for a while, if you recall, and left to go to other police departments and returned to support their former coworkers. So it's nice to have them here, as well as retired Sergeant, hard to potentially recognize him, but played Santa Claus for, I think, Christmas, and Bart Sandacero. So, and here tonight to support their coworkers is Jason Kaiser, David Benedetto, Jason Cooper, and Detective Matt Stein. Another member that's here tonight before we get into the ceremonies is Nicholas DeYoung. He's your lieutenant. I'm not going to steal too much of the deputy mayor's thunder. I know he'll probably say something in his report, but Nicholas, our lieutenant, executive officer, second in command, next police chief when I retire in 10 years, will just successfully completed the FBI's National Academy. It's a rigorous 10-week program away from home, away from your family, for high-level executive police leaders from around the world, not just the United States. The mayor will be meeting with Nick and I soon to write an article for local publications, and Nick will detail in that article how rigorous this was and training that he brings back here to the Village of Bronxville. Very fortunate for him to be nominated and accepted and successfully completed. So congratulations, Lieutenant. We look forward to you bringing back that training. We will need resolutions to begin the ceremonies.
You have resolutions?
Yes, you have a resolution for the promotional appointment of the 2 police officers to sergeant. So if you want to go out of order and do those.
Who is going to do the honors on the sergeants? Because it'd be nice if you read the resolutions.
Why don't we put that off till next month? So this is a resolution authorizing the police promotional appointees of sergeants, whereas there are openings for the full-time positions of police sergeant within the Village of Bronxville, and whereas the village has canvassed the civil service promotional list for the positions of police sergeant, and whereas the eligible candidates for the promotion have been interviewed by the Police Promotions Committee, Now therefore be it resolved that the Village Board of Trustees, having received and considered the recommendations by the Chief of Police and the Police Promotions Committee, hereby complete the following appointments. Police Officer Nigel Butler to Police Sergeant effective today, January 12th, 26, and Police Officer Ahmed Donzo Fareed to Police Sergeant effective January 13th. I had a bet on that you'd win it in a day. So all appointments will be made consistent with civil service law and applicable probationary periods. And I would like to move for adoption.
Second it?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Enthusiastically passed. And we all enjoy this the best, so we parcel out who gets to do the honors on certain people. So who is going to present Officer Butler?
I will.
All righty.
Nigel, if I could ask you to go to the front.
Be there shortly. Officer Butler was born and raised on the island of Jamaica. At the age of 14, he made the decision to move to the United States and reunite with his mother, who was living in Mount Vernon. He attended Mount Vernon High School and continued his education at Mercy College. While there, he earned his bachelor's degree in behavioral science. In 2012, he began his law enforcement career with the City of Mount Vernon Police Department. Then in 2015, we were lucky enough that he transferred to the Bronxville Police Department family. Here with us in the department, he became a certified bike officer as well as a community resource officer. He is married to his beautiful wife, Debbie, who's here tonight, whom he shares with two wonderful boys, DeAndre and Darren. In his free time, he loves to travel and experience new places and immerse himself in new cultures. When he is not at work, you can find him coaching his son's soccer team or enjoying the soothing sounds of Bob Marley and other classic reggae. Officer Butler said these moments of relaxation remind him of his roots and bring him joy, and you can see from his smile. So with that, I'd like to swear him in.
Yeah, we'd love your family to come up, absolutely. And welcome. Thank you for being here.
Okay, will you repeat after me?
Yes, ma'am.
I, Nigel Butler, do solemnly swear
I, Nigel Butler, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties imposed upon me
the duty imposed upon me
as a police sergeant
as a police sergeant
of the Village of Bronxville,
of the Village of Bronxville,
honestly and faithfully,
honestly and faithfully,
and will obey
and will obey
the orders of the officers and officials
the orders of the office and officials
placed over me according to the law.
placed over me according to the law.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Lieutenant, after that too, and Mary.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Nigel, you have 3 minutes for your speech. Ahmed Donzo Fareed, please step forward with your family.
Oh,
She's so big.
Yeah.
So prior to becoming a police officer, Ahmed served in the U.S. Army from 2010 to 2017, where he rose to the rank of captain. And I think you were also deployed overseas as well. In July of 2017, he joined the City of White Plains Police Department and remained there until transferring to the Village of Bronxville in December of 2021. A day I remember very well. I spent the day with you on your first day with Detective Sokol as well. While the village has become an integral part of the department, Officer Danzo Farid is a certified bike officer, breath and analysis operator, EMT, as well as the department's defensive tactics instructor. He and his wife, Tamina, and your daughter's name is?
Nyla Naomi.
Nyla Naomi, who's 2 years old and loves to sing and dance. In his free time, his hobbies include gardening, jiu-jitsu, and I think it's Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and reading. So I'm going to come down for the oath of office.
That was the daughter singing and dancing, right? Just making sure. Okay.
Well, I've got to say, the first day I met you, I was just enormously impressed. We were at the range. I think in the first couple hours, you said, would the village support you? And I think with Justin as well, said, would you support us if we wanted to train to become EMTs? And I said, absolutely. And you kind of were a major leader in bringing that expertise to the force. So, and plus you've saved lives in
Yeah.
the meantime, which is so impressive. Okay, let's get on with this.
Oh, we have a show. This is nice. I like it. Yes.
I, Ahmed Danzo Farid,
Aye.
solemnly swear
I am a Danzo Farid, who solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties imposed upon me as a police sergeant
and I'll faithfully discharge the duties imposed upon me as a police sergeant
of the Village of Bronxville, New York,
of the Village of Bronxville, New York,
honestly and faithfully,
honestly and faithfully,
and will obey the orders of the officers and officials placed over me according to the law.
and will obey the orders of officials appointed over me according to the law.
Beautiful.
Thank you, sir.
Oh. Do you want your daughter in a picture?
Yes.
Yeah. Come on up, everybody. What a beautiful family. Oh, congratulations.
Here, prior to the two police officers, I would just like to offer Nigel and Ahmed an opportunity to introduce family members that are here, supporting them tonight and acknowledge
That
them.
would be wonderful.
And friends.
So I have my beautiful wife, Debbie, my youngest son, DeAndre, Darren, oldest son, DeAndre, family friend, Emma, my mother-in-law, Carol, my mom, Lorna, my sister, Annika. I'm a stepdad over there, Errol.
Oh,
And also past friends, co-workers, and extended family. Thank you all for coming. Appreciate it.
We even have Kaiser here. I think I forgot Kaiser. Snuck in, he's working. Ahmed, Danzo Farid, please.
I have a lot of support here for me tonight. Firstly, my wife, Tamina. Wait, right? My daughter Melanie Yobi. Hi, Nai. My nieces Verabel and Chelsea.
Oh.
My mom, Bridget. I also want to point out one other thing. Kevin Iglesias came to support us as well. Dimitri Goulard. And my old boss, Sergeant Santira. Purple, you too.
We still allow them in the building, even though they left.
We forgive them.
I don't know about that.
And we miss you. Yes, we do.
Police Officer Giovanni Leo. No resolution is necessary. Police Officer Leo has been completed his field training. We usually delay the swearing in to make sure we're going to keep him.
Yeah.
Family members?
Yeah.
Friends?
Do you want to introduce everybody before we start, or?
Oh, yeah, so everybody up here, this is my father, Jerry, this is my mom, Josephine, this is my niece, Isabella, this is my beautiful fiance, Cynthia. In the back, I also have my father-in-law, Mario, and I have my mother-in-law, Teresa.
Okay, so Officer Leo began his law enforcement career in 2023 with the New York City Police Department, where he was assigned to 40th Precinct in the South Bronx. During his time with the NYPD, Officer Leo quickly distinguished himself through dedication and professionalism. His performance earned him an assignment to the Business Conditions Unit, where he focused on serving the community and local businesses through proactive enforcement. Outside of his professional duties, Officer Leo values discipline, health, and balance. In his free time, he enjoys staying active at the gym and spending time with family and friends, whose support has been an important part of his journey. Clearly, you all are such an important part of his journey. Okay, ready for the oath of office? I, Giovanni Leo, do solemnly swear
I, Giovanni Leo, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties imposed upon me
the duties imposed upon me
as a police officer of the Village of Bronxville, New York,
as police officer of the Village of Bronxville Police,
honestly and faithfully,
honestly and faithfully,
and will obey the orders
and obey the orders
of the officers and officials
of the officers and officials
placed over me according to law.
placed over me according to law.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Group picture? Police Officer Amable Reyes. Friends, relatives?
Want to introduce friends and family first. Yeah, so this is my support system right here. This is my mother, Arista.
Yeah.
My dad, Jose. my lovely girlfriend Brianna, and my sister Gisette.
Aw.
So, congratulations. Thank you. To start, I'll show you more at the end. Officer Reyes is the child of immigrant parents from the Dominican Republic and the first police officer in his family. He, like Officer Leo, previously served with the New York City Police Department, where he gained approximately 6 years of law enforcement before coming to join us here. Growing up, his parents would often bring him to Bronxville. That's what we like to hear, coming to supporting our village, our businesses. Often bring Bronxville on the weekends, where he developed a love for the community he now serves and protects. Officer Reyes maintains an active lifestyle through physical training, another Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu enthusiast, and basketball. He also enjoys spending time with his family and friends on his time off. So you ready to take the oath of office? Please repeat after me. I, Amadou Reyes, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
That I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties imposed upon me
the duties imposed upon me
as a police officer of the Village of Bronxville,
as a police officer for the Village of Bronxville,
honestly and faithfully,
honestly and faithfully,
and will obey the orders
and will obey the orders
of the officers and officials
of the officers and officials
placed over me according to law.
placed over me according to law.
Congratulations.
Group picture? If these photos do not come out, we'll be back next month to reassign Detective Stein. A lot of pressure.
Oh, there.
Mayor, that concludes our ceremony for this evening. We will retire to the Center Hall for family pictures. Retire to the hall, I'm not retiring from the department. And I just wanted to take a moment to thank you, as we always try and do, for the support that you have provided to this police department here in Bronxville. It's unprecedented, the level of support that we receive, whether it's equipment or staffing or training. Everything that we have ever asked for has been received in a positive way. You are the most supportive board that I have ever experienced here in my time here in Bronxville, which is a long time. So we could not do the job we do without your support. And the job would not get done as well as it does without these officers and all those officers who are home now sleeping to come in at midnight or out there working right now. Friday was National Law Enforcement Officers Appreciation Day. I am very appreciative of every single police officer that works here in the Village of Bronxville, dedicates his and her time and energy to this village to ensure a safe environment for our residents, our merchants, and our visitors. So you play a big part in that. So thank you very much.
I would just like to say that this board respects, admires, and you have our enduring support. And thank you for bringing your families. We love meeting your families, and we are here for you. Thank you.
again, man.
Congratulations. Yeah. my heavens. Congratulations. What did you want to say the Welsh? I know. Now we're going on to the mayor's report.
Can you,
Um, Thomas, are the microphones working? They don't sound,
Testing. Yeah, this one's on.
okay, they seem, okay, thank you, Thomas. All right, my report are, I have several announcements, and Mr. Palmer, if we overlap, just excuse me. This coming Monday, 8:30, is the 38th Annual Martin Luther King Breakfast at the Reformed Church, and it benefits the Eastchester Community Action Program. And the ECAP, which they're called, is actually honoring the Reformed Church for their years of hosting the breakfast. And they're looking for anybody who would like to join them. It's a beautiful breakfast, a lot of music and great speeches. Our police department, their toy drive is continuing until the 20th of this month, and all the toys go to the children who are staying at the Maria Ferrari Children's Hospital up at Westchester Medical. We're also still collecting broken or used Christmas lights. I saw the boxes full in the hall. We collect them at Village Hall until January 16th. And that is in collaboration with the PTA's Sustainability Committee and the high school's Earth Club. And it's turned out to be a great recycling project. Whoever thought of it, it was wonderful. And then our new tennis paddle people who are going to run our program are starting with a paddle palooza on Saturday, January 24th, 10:30 to 12:30. And it's a way to meet new people and our new professionals. Also, a gentle reminder, leaf blowing ban goes through March 15th. And just give us a call if people are using the gas power blowers. And I think I mentioned before, we've kind of gone the route to not fines because people were frankly using them as a cost of doing business, but we actually suspend gardeners' licenses to work in the village if they don't follow the ban. Bulky waste pickup, we no longer charge $20. You no longer have to call. You just put anything you might want to get rid of on curbside on the second pickup day of your pickup week. We are also picking up Christmas trees through the month of January, and we actually bring them over to Eastchester, and they're turned into very good mulch. And finally, I think I'm just so proud of this village. Our village-wide food drive collected an unprecedented 540 pounds of food, which translated into 450 meals for people over the holidays. So extraordinary. And I thank everyone in the village. That was the Bronxville School, the Chamber of Commerce, the Community Fund, the Reformed Church, the Police Department, and my colleagues, with Helen doing a lot of the legwork and Jim on that. And what a success we had. So we live in a very generous community. I just wanted to, I received a great deal of emails, which I truly appreciate. And this weekend, they were probably at least 40 or 50 residents not in favor of lights on the school field. And I just wanted to share, I answered all of those people who reached out to me, but I also wanted to share with the listening audience what I said, and I think I can say it on behalf of my colleagues, and if anyone wants to add or subtract. I said, village government has stepped back a bit as the school has assured us they have formulated an inclusive process under the direction of the superintendent and the school board that would be open, inclusive, and transparent, listening to all stakeholders in the village in a deliberate and careful way. Given that we are highly respectful of our school colleagues, we agreed to allow the process to play out as they described to us. In the past, they have accorded us the same courtesy when we have developed a process dealing with governmental issues which also affect the entire community. In the interim, I am working with the superintendent's office, and I have reached out to our county executive, Ken Jenkins, the commissioner of Westchester County Parks, and our Eastchester town government, seeking more field space at their respective venues, meaning down at Scout Field and Handle Field, which is lit in Eastchester, as alternative solutions. And we're actually meeting with both our colleagues at the county and the town level this week, meeting with the town about Handle tomorrow morning at 11. So I just wanted to share what I said to many of your neighbors and friends. And that's my report. Mr. Palmer, I might have stepped on some of your announcements.
It's all wonderful. Just to simply.
Bulky
village-
waste is wonderful.
Village offices are closed next Monday as in observance of Dr. Martin Luther King holiday, as the mayor said. And as the mayor also mentioned, yes, we've absolutely heard everyone in the community and have simplified the bulky waste collection by eliminating that fee. We just ask that you go to the village website to confirm what items are picked up. And also, for that matter, the 2026 recycling calendar is also available online. We do also still have hard copies made available for those residents that want those. They're also available for pickup in Village Hall. And I also just wanted to mention, as a reminder, snow and ice. Busy December for the DPW team, including coming out on New Year's Eve. Absolutely appreciate all of their efforts. Simple reminder to our residents and merchants, we need to continue to get the word out that sidewalks outside of the downtown need to be cleaned cleared of snow and ice within 12 hours of a snow or ice event. If you have ice, they're to be made safe with salt. For downtown, Chamber President is here. We just need to emphasize that merchants are responsible for clearing their sidewalks by 9 a.m. and again by 4 p.m. Just want to emphasize that.
Okay. And trustees, anyone have something they want to add that Jim and I might have forgotten?
I just have a quick announcement about our wonderful state champion boys football team and girls cross country team. They're being honored by State Senator Shelley Mayer at the school auditorium on Thursday, and we'll be presenting an award to them as well on behalf of the village. So it's too bad that you can't go there, Mary, as like a former cross country champion yourself.
Yes, yeah.
Also, I don't know if you mentioned, Mary, the Concordia Conservatory.
No. Thank
annual
you.
Gala on the 24th. We started with I think it's comedy and concert, starting at the Reformed Church, and then the dinner and dancing at the Field Club. So tickets are still on sale at Concordia Conservatory website.
Thank you. Anyone else? Trustee Fredericks, anything on the tree?
The tree committee continues to meet, and I think that we're going to be working on ways to, again, get more outreach and the word out to residents, to wit that the village does have a program in place where it will subsidize up to $3,000 the planting of a tree in front of homeowners or apartment buildings residences. And we are looking to replace some of the tree canopy that we've lost in recent decades. And we're in partnership with the Bronxville Historical Conservancy on that. And I would just say, stay tuned. It's going to be a big project, I think, of the village as outreach to the community that we could all get behind, and perhaps as other communities have done, designated as a 250th birthday of the U.S. project. But yeah, watch this space.
Watch it.
Mary,
Yeah.
I want to give a brief update on my trip to Virginia to the FBI.
Oh, certainly.
Just so I had the great honor of going to the FBI National Academy last month. Actually, it was just a month ago to attend the graduation, the orientation and graduation of our Lieutenant Nick DeYoung from the FBI National Academy. It was a 2-day event with a tour of the of the campus of the National Academy, and then a graduation the following day. Had the opportunity to tour all of the facilities there and get a firsthand look at Nick's life there for almost 11 weeks, which is, touring the dorms, the cafeterias, even the bar, but then also meeting faculty, going into the classrooms, having some different scenario trainings there, seeing what the physical training they went through and the other resources they had there. And it was just a remarkable opportunity to, one, see Quantico in the FBI campus, and two, to learn more about this National Academy program, which has been going on about 40 years. They have 4 of these sessions a year with 250 people in them, 225 from the United States, 25 from around the world. And the notion here is that the FBI works on domestic crime. And when a crime happens, they're always working with local police departments. And then local crime doesn't stay local. Many times it goes overseas. So then they have people in every single major city in allied countries that are graduates of the FBI Academy. So for example, in Nick's class, he was very close friends with somebody in the Zurich Police Department in Switzerland, also from Lausanne. There was someone from Tokyo, from Lithuania and Estonia, as well as policemen, very, very impressive men and women from around the country, from California to North Dakota to Main Line in Philadelphia. But to see the quality of these individuals and then get a taste for the education that they're going through, and the real emphasis on critical thinking. There's no weapons training at all, but there's physical training and a lot of hardcore academics. So it was great to be there, and it's really important for the village that we have someone that has been through this program and is recognized as being one of the top 1% of law enforcement officers in the country. So it was a great experience.
We just got nervous you were going to enlist. Yeah, you liked it so much. All right.
It's a huge testament to Nick. That he was selected for this.
Yep.
So many officers are eligible, and what he's going to bring back to this department, this village, is really going to be the first. Thank you.
It was a very special experience, and having a chance to meet the people in Nick's cohort and meet their families. And I was invited to a dinner with about 8 of the graduates and their families, and to see the respect that Nick has amongst these spectacular police officers was really great to see.
Perfect. All right, then I am going to move on to the approval of the minutes done by my right hand, my left hand, you are my, yes, she is my everything. Yeah. I need a motion to approve the executive work session and regular meeting minutes of December 8th, 2025. And a second? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes, and thank you, Mary Ann. All right, I see neighbors and friends here, and since we like you too much, I am not having you sit through resolutions A to P, with 3 of them about boilers. So I would like to switch up and have our public comment and anyone who would like to address the board at this moment. So feel free to come up.
Is this microphone necessary or working? Let's see. Probably is. So, hi, yeah, you can hear me. I think I have a little bit of a cold. So, first of all, I appreciate all your comments about.
Introduce yourself.
Oh, I will.
Please.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm Beth Marr. I live at 15 Field Court, and I've been a resident of Bronxville for over 25 years. What I was going to say before I started my thing was that I so much appreciate all your respect for law enforcement. I come from a law enforcement family. My dad was an FBI agent. My brother's a New York City-based FBI agent. So I
Wow.
appreciate all the stuff. It's so wonderful to see our police force here live, and I never saw all together, that many of the staff together.
Isn't it?
Really,
It is.
It's heartwarming.
Yeah.
Love to see that. In any case, the lights. So I just wanted to, I live at Field Court, right in the thick of things. I am an avid Bronco sports fan. My sons both played football and lacrosse, and I cannot tell you how impactful, how positive that experience was for them for their entire life. And it's still a thing ongoing. My sons are still friends and, group chatting with their Bronco compatriots to this day. Wonderful experience for our family as well. Professionally, I'm an ophthalmologist, so I am very tuned into the effects of light trespass and glare and ambient glow that will be in effect in homes should stadium lighting be placed. This is particularly difficult for families near the school between the hours of 6 and 9 p.m., which is likely when lights would be on during the times of year they would be. So obviously it's a special thing to me. I am, from what we've heard, and we know nothing specific has been declared, but from what we've heard from some public disclosures is that the proposal would involve, several very tall poles with LED lighting placed on the school grounds, and there is space limitations and setbacks that can't really be met according to what normal lighting would normally be used for most fields. So the proposal would be that these lights would particularly be close to homes on Field Court.
Yeah.
The measurement from my home to one of the proposed poles is 35 feet, which is not even close to the hundreds of foot setbacks that would be a normal setback. So just saying that that's a baseline issue that should be thought about as this process goes forward. And secondly, again, we hear there's some communication with the Board of Education about this, but it does appear and feels very much that the board is moving for various reasons, trying to move fairly quickly with this proposal, probably more quickly and more closer to action than anyone of us really realize. I think the other thing that has to be, thought about is that even though obviously the fields are on school property and these poles that would be placed obviously would be on school property, they are in very extremely close proximity to the border, the school property. So the light trespass, the potential crowd, very loud crowd noise, music noise, trash, loitering, etc., is something that would be present, and it cannot be avoided should stadium lighting be placed. And that is just something that impacts not just that type of problem is going to affect the homes in the neighborhood, but it really affects the village as a whole. So that being said, the question that I have for the village is, what is the village thinking about its role, under CEQA in evaluating these potential impacts that could be very severe, certainly something that would be present and should be accounted for.
Well, we're doing, as I said to you in the statement, the school, we're following, they had a process and they asked us to respect their rollout and their process. But frankly, my personal opinion is any change in 1 square mile affects the entire village, whether it's over on Parkway Road, whether we repair the brick road, whether we put lights. We're such a small community, and everybody in this community should care deeply what we do for whatever change we make. So we're talking with council to find out if and when our appropriate role, because I do agree with you, the lights have an effect far beyond the footprint of school property.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate you answering all the people that have reached out to you on that. I think it's ongoing communication and transparency is super important. To me, it's just we went through this process 10 years ago, and
Yes.
it was divisive, it was heartbreaking and very difficult for everybody involved that it came to having to fight this so difficult to not have this profound change take place in our town. At that time, the community together decided that Bronxville is not the place for stadium lighting. And I do find it difficult to believe that the process has to be reinvented again. That's all. But thank you.
I am trying to, well, this is just my personal opinion. We pay a great deal of taxes to the county and to the town. We're approximately a third of the town taxes. And I am trying to see if we can honestly get our fair share of usage at both places, because they have, there's fields down at Scout Field, and Handle Field is a lit field. And, you know, we're a third of the town taxes. So I felt like my personal role in the municipal is to see, as a municipal official, if I could, you know, sometimes if you don't ask, you don't get. And so this week I'm talking to everybody involved in town and county to see if we could get more of space that I think is very fair to ask for.
Appreciate it.
Eastchester Town and Westchester County. Yeah.
Appreciate that very much, Mary. Thank you.
Yeah. Hi, Michael. Yeah.
Good evening, Michael Secondo, again, is my name, and I was here before. I live at 17 Field Court, right near Bath, and have been a Bronxville resident for 35 years. And first off, it was just great to witness this indoctrination ceremony. It's just really impressive to see these fine people just being elevated, and their family and friends with us. Also, Mayor, I appreciate the letter that was sent out. The first time I'm hearing this, so it's great to just get a sense of what you were saying to everyone, and do appreciate everything you're just saying, exploration of fields outside of Hayes and Chambers. So thank you. My question relates to, obviously, it's the consideration of permanent lights at Chambers and Hayes, and what could it mean to residential property assessments and taxes? And I know we're being told that the district is also in an early process here, but to Beth's point, it does feel like there might be more moving faster than maybe we're realizing. So here we go. Within roughly 0.2 of a mile of the respective fields here, there are on the order of about 150 homes.
Right.
Across multiple neighborhoods, including Field Court, Tanglewild, Midland, Willow, Garden Ave, Hawthorne, Hemlock, the Towers, to name most. Residents in these areas are raising concerns about anticipated property value declines. In some cases, around 15%, according to their analyses. Using very simple math, that could represent more than 30 million in assessed values here. So my question is whether the village is, at this point, beginning to think about how assessment challenges tied to this proposal could affect all homeowners, not just those closest to the field, and whether the assessor here is ready for that kind of event. And that's the question in general.
I actually, because, you know, we went through reval, which was very tough. I have our assessor, Mark Heimbachel, looking in, getting me some comparisons as to, I kind of anticipated that question, given, you know, how we're assessed at full value. And so I have Mark right now working on trying to find comparable communities and density, and, you know, because there's a big difference between lights on the White Plain School field, which are not near homes, versus our, we're the third densest community in Westchester County. And so that is, I anticipated that issue, and Mark is actually doing some research in, like, you know, finding comparables is the answer.
That's great. I know a number of us have tried to, whether, just doing research out there, it's hard to.
It's
kind of come
very
up
hard.
With a
He-
precise
he-
formula. That's great that you're
Yeah,
on
he's
it,
trying
we
to,
appreciate it.
and he's really trying to, because there's a huge difference between schools that have campuses with a lot of space and he's working on trying to find our comparables.
That's
Yeah.
great to hear. Thank you.
You're
And
welcome.
Thanks very much. everyone, for
Thanks.
your leadership.
Nice to see you. Yes.
William Bornman, Tanglewild, and when the temporary lights are on, it is daylight in my son's room on the 3rd floor. It is daylight. And the noise is excruciatingly loud. This is a horrible, big change, and the law does give the village authority some authority to deal with this. And so there are other towns that have banned lighting, stadium lighting. This would look like a carnival town. The school board has no ability to ensure, in Darien, for example, they said that we're only going to have lights for 2 days a week. New board came in, more than 2 days a week. The school board actually admitted at their last meeting, or 2 meetings ago, that any resolution that they have can be overruled by the next board. They can rent it out. They can put a carnival in there. They can put a circus in there, 50 feet from my home. As Dr. Marr said, the poles would have to be 60 feet from the football field, 50, 60 feet from the football field. I measured it, it's 80 feet to private property. I went and toured Tarrytown, which is in a park-like setting.
Right, it is.
The poles are 120 feet high in Tarrytown. I interviewed the facilities guy, he wasn't busy. 120 feet high. It costs a fortune to change a light bulb on a 120-foot
Yeah.
high pole. There is an implied cost, regardless of whether or not they have private funding for this, $1 million+ whatever it is. It costs $700,000 for the poles in Tarrytown. If we're talking about 2 sets of poles, it's 1.4 million or so, probably. There's an implied cost with regard to garbage, as my colleague said, garbage police, parking. The parking is a nightmare now. I went out and took pictures of cars parked illegally during the football game. I took a picture of 6 cars. I have it on my telephone. As we said, this secret, if you actually read the guidelines of the SEQR, it requires all local, regional, and state government agencies to equally examine the environmental impact along with social and economic concerns. My house would go down 10, 20% or so. Who's going to pay those taxes? People who aren't next to the field. And so I urge our attorney, to force the school to do the secret, to force them to do it, because we don't trust them. They have not said the truth. I'm not going to use the word lie, but they have not said the truth about this whole process. And I don't trust them. I can say that. I don't trust the school board. I've sat in these meetings. I've heard presentations, and I don't trust them. So, and initially they were trying to use this private donor to get around public approval. We don't need this speaker. We don't need public approval because we have this private donor. Regardless of that, there are implied, ongoing 10, 20-year costs on maintaining these poles. And if the school board harms one person in Bronxville, that's a crime. In this case, they're harming 400 people. 150 homes, 2.5, 3 people per home. So you do have power, and I think you should use it. Thank you.
Thank you. Just one, you're absolutely correct. The future boards are not bound by current board's decisions. And I did get some explanation. Our colleagues in Tuckahoe, folks were reaching out to me saying they voted 5-0 to ban stadium lights. And we talked about the legality of that. And what's a very interesting situation, I actually called the mayor. Tuckahoe, if you can believe it, the Tuckahoe schools are not in Tuckahoe. So Tuckahoe doesn't have a single school in the village of Tuckahoe. So Tuckahoe's 5-0 vote is to ban stadium lights anywhere in the business, residential, but it has no bearing on schools because Tuckahoe schools are under the Eastchester, whatever Eastchester decides to do. So it's a very strange, unusual situation. So they wanted to make a point that they don't want those kind of lights in their downtown near their train station. But anyway, their situation is an unbelievable anomaly because of all of their schools, Cottle and Tuckahoe High School is actually in the town of Eastchester. So they didn't have to deal with this sort of school-village relationship. But anyway, I wanted to clarify that because several of you have called me about that.
Thank you very much. And I forgot one other thing.
Yeah.
There is no varsity need for lights.
Okay,
This is all about like the younger stuff.
okay,
YLA and stuff.
okay.
That is their problem. It's not. Varsity takes precedence in every school in the country. We have run countless
Right.
things without don't harm me.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Hi, it's Gene Rudy, 52 Midland Avenue. Thank you all for your service, first of all. It's a wonderful village. So I've been a resident since it's over 25 years. I live right across the street from the school, so I'm in a pretty unique position, right?
Right.
I have a son who plays football at Williams, he went to Fordham Prep, but he benefited immensely from the school and the athletic department. My other son played for Patsy. He's a Golden Gloves champion, Florida, won the collegiate boxing championship, mixed martial, whatever. So we're a sporty family, okay? I just want to put that out there. And I've had a pumping station put across the street from my house. I had a shed put over it not too long ago. I've never complained because I understand how critical the school is to our community. It is really important, right? So, and they do a wonderful job over there. They really do. So it is, the kids have everything they need, all the resources in the world. But I also coached. I coached the 2015 fifth, sixth grade championship football team, which was quite an amazing experience for the boys. And we had to do a workaround, right? We had to do, a lot of moving to the smaller fields, take up a piece of the field, but we worked around it. And that was when we had one field. We now have two fields. So I do feel like this is a little bit of a manufactured crisis. Enrollment's down. My son that went to Fordham Prep had one field in the back of the school, and we managed. Okay, it wasn't easy. But the quiet enjoyment of our home. We had a light on in the pumping station, and I emailed the school, which I try not to do too often. It was just one light for the weekend. And I posted it on my Instagram page if you want to check it out. It came through my window. It was very much like if you're trying to read in the den, you can see it. If you turn the wrong way, the light's in your eye. We are like this campus community where houses are right on top of the field. We're really sensitive to the lights. So to me, it's a non-starter. We voted this down 10 years ago when the volume of traffic in our town was probably 1/4 of what it is now. I have, traffic directed from ways in front of my house backed up. I see stuff going on in town with illegal U-turns and people accelerating that I've never seen before. So we've become a congested village. It's become a little bit more like Brooklyn than Bronxville. So I don't think putting, gasoline on this fire by putting lights up and introducing more traffic at night for night games is the answer. The quiet enjoyment of our homes. When we get off the train from work, the beauty of this town always was, we're a half an hour from the city. We get off the train, everything calms down. I'm home. And we shouldn't have lights coming in through our windows. I'm right across the street from the school. Field court, it's even more of an issue. And even if it would disturb the peace of one resident, it shouldn't be okay. And my neighbor Joe Fong said that to me. You know, he's more of a recent addition to the community. He goes, Gene, even if one person was disturbed by the lights, it would be too many. And I agree. I think we're better than that as a community. And I think we need to think of each other, right? Men for others is important. Myself, because that's one of the things I taught them. When you come through these doors, men for others. We should be men for others and women for others in this town. We should care about our neighbors, right? It's really important. It's such a great village. So I thank you all for your service, and hopefully we can have somewhat of an impact on the decision here. Thanks.
Thank you all for coming, and I'm looking, there's 100 years of residency in this village in those 2 rows. So thank you for taking the time, and boy, I'm listening. So I appreciate it. Thank you. And you.
Thank you for your service. Thank you all for your service.
Oh, and thank you. And I'm glad you came on a special night. I was glad you got to see everybody. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. Good night and thank you. Thank you. Any other comments? All right, then we will go to our very exciting agenda. Yeah. This one's a showstopper. All right, we are authorizing execution of an intermunicipal agreement with Westchester County. Very important though, for stormwater funding. Mr. Palmer, any illumination on this?
First of all, we need to give great credit to Jim and his team for the tenacity to get this done with Westchester County. This is a absolutely huge development for the village.
Yes.
And so just
Most important resolution we have, and boy, did you did it. You did this one.
Yeah, appreciate that. We have a great team, but it is an enormous amount. This IMA authorizes or commits the county to funding up to $2.975 million towards the Crawford Drainage Improvement Project, or up to 50%, or up to $2.975 million, which you can see that current amount would be more than 50% of what the current low bid was. But so we even have a cushion there with that. And I did just want to thank a great opportunity for the village, a great opportunity from the county, and appreciate the county's commitment to funding these stormwater projects. And it did receive the county planning board's approval, the stormwater advisory board approval, thanks to, and a special appreciation to our county legislator, James Nolan, for keeping it on the county board of legislators agenda. So many thanks to the county. Great partnership. As you know, the project is underway. A lot of boring's been done to date, so it's been a little slower, but it's really going to ramp up in the current weeks, in the coming weeks. So yes, you've executed. This is the traditional language that the county uses for the intermunicipal agreements. And once you authorize it, I will get it back to them tomorrow pronto.
Jim, is this a reimbursement? We pay for it and they reimburse, or they will pay?
Yes, we will reimburse them. Yes. Or they will reimburse us. Yes,
So we put out 100% outlay.
correct.
Okay, that's usually the way they do it, Bill. But you know, I have to say, we really got this because you have such a credible reputation up there. And we haven't gotten money like this in a very large amount of money. And we're very grateful to you. A huge, huge, important resolution. So I would like to move it. And all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion passes.
just, Mayor, as a separate note, it might be nice to try to get James Nolan here at some point. It's been a while, so we can thank him.
That's a good point. Plus to give us an update
Yeah.
on,
It's been a while since.
yeah, because I have James working on Scout Field, trying to learn who gets what and rotation of fields. So it'd be opportune to get James to visit. Perfect. Okay. All righty, we're on to our budget officer, correct?
Yeah, it's just another housekeeping item. Yep.
Yes. Do you want to do that, Mr. Palmer?
Sure, it's just authorizing me to be the budget officer and to work with our village treasurer for the budget for the 26-27 year, which
I'll
believe
move
it or
it.
not is starting already.
Yeah.
With a hearty endorsement. I think you're the man for the job.
Yeah, you're
Is there
the-
anybody else in the room?
yeah, yeah. We had so many candidates for this one.
I will second it.
And we also thank our treasurer, Lori Boss, who comes to our meetings and is indispensable. And she loves the budget process because she enjoys working on weekends. All right, so all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion passes. All right.
Okay, the next item is to authorize setting new fees for our gardener's licenses. Little unique, we haven't talked about this for quite some time. Thomas was doing some research, and so under this chapter, we enforce that all the landscapers who do business in the village have to have a license in the village. And we also use this chapter to enforce the leaf blower ordinance. And the simple fact is, the village is, if you look in the code, the village is charged $15 for an unlimited number of licenses to one particular contractor. And given the amount of resources and the time commitment, what we're recommending here is a license of $150, and again, this is on an annual basis pursuant to the code, $150 for the license, but then charging each and every one of the vehicles an additional $30. And this is not unlike what some of our colleagues who have it are also doing.
So if you have one, so it's 180, it's 180,
Correct.
For one truck.
and then it's 30 for each.
Correct,
subsequent
right.
vehicle.
And then the part of the purpose is to increase accountability and to make the contractors, help us keep track of the contractors and the number of subcontractors that they have in the village. Because as you know, the enforcement of the leaf blower ban is time consuming, and Thomas has actually been working to even set it up. So again, we come into the 21st century. The applicants will be completing an application online, and their license plate number will go into automatically into an Excel database that we can have readily accessible and the police can have at their disposal. So again, trying to improve the process, create more accountability, also generate some additional revenue, and have the landscapers, quite frankly, think twice about the number of vehicles that they'll have operating in the village.
Do you think this will cause more vehicles to come in unregistered? Because we're raising the fee? So we'll have some.
If they don't, they won't be able to operate in the village. And what we found that was actually more successful with the program in the fall is working with the police department to notify them that the landscapers weren't permitted to operate in the village. Or if they did, their licenses were suspended, and the police department had that information. And you'd be surprised how quickly landscapers then came in when the police picked them up. And the police are more than supportive, but we're also trying to make it a little bit easier for them too.
Because go ahead. No,
Scarsdale, for example, so what, one of our neighbors, would this be comparable to what's being charged in Scarsdale?
Yes, another one that stands out in my mind is also Tarrytown. Tarrytown charges $130 and $25 per additional vehicle too. Yes, I think Scarsdale.
That's totally reasonable, considering what they charge.
Honestly, exactly, right. Yep, agreed.
that was exactly the question I was going to ask. Are we comparable to?
You always
our-
look to see what
Yeah.
our colleagues are doing. Yep.
And we did find out that a fine just didn't work because they absorb it as the cost of doing business. And we get much more compliance when the chance of losing a week in the village of Bronxville is a great deal of money.
Right, because
So,
remember, even in the case of a fine, this is set by the court. So the individuals have to be provided in a court appearance ticket, and then will be,
The process
if you're in the
was,
court, could be a month down the line. Meanwhile, you have someone who's, so the threat of revoking or suspending their license, which we did in some instances, seemed to get the attention.
perfect. And we're talking about Thomas Morzillo, who is always at our meetings, who is the Assistant Village Administrator. So thank you, Thomas. All
AKA
right,
Kegel
we're
person.
going to approve an environmental compliance resolution for the rooftop.
We didn't vote on the garden.
Oh, we didn't vote, okay. Then-
Right, so on these, so.
I'm sorry,
yep.
thank
So
you.
for everyone's edification, oh, you're right, I'm sorry. Yep.
And do I have a second? Okay, all those in favor? Aye, opposed? Motion passes, and thank you.
Okay, and yes, and so on the next series of items, then you have, these are for the capital projects that we've talked about extensively, that you also authorize the issuance of debt for, and in some cases, projects that are now complete, and we're now preparing the bond and the issuance of the bond anticipation note for these projects. So our treasurer, working with bond counsel, have prepared environmental compliance resolutions for each of these projects, in addition to the bond resolution itself. And they're identified in order of the useful life of the projects. So but you do need to
We do them as.
you do need to consider these projects individually, but it does not need to be a roll call. So.
Okay, that was
just,
my question. When we get to bonds, I always, okay.
Yeah.
And every bond issuance needs one of these environmental compliance, correct? They go in tandem. Okay. All right. Does someone want to move the compliance resolution for,
I'll move it. The
okay.
Rooftop solar.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
And then the bond resolution.
And
authorizing
then
the bond sale for the-
I will move the actual bond resolution to fund the rooftop solar array. And this is the installation at our DPW garage, which is honestly really exciting that we're doing that back there.
Correct. And
Is the Con Ed issues still ongoing?
I understand Con Ed seemed to be supportive of the revised plan that they got, and we should get a final confirmation within the next 2 weeks. So, and for the public's edification, this, the amount that will be included in the bond anticipation note is $294,000. As the board knows, the low bid was just over $350,000, but thanks to the efforts of staff and the help of the Green Committee, we did receive funding from the state of New York to offset those additional costs. So the actual ban amount that you'll see in your packet is for $294,000. But yes, we're hoping to be able to get started on that project in the coming months. Again, once complete, we'll pay for the power. Will not only cover the expense of the DPW, but also the village hall. So.
Wow.
And it will also reduce emissions, so it's.
And reduce
Save
emissions,
money
yes.
and it
It's easy,
reduces our
just-
greenhouse gas.
just works.
emissions.
When it's sunny, it works.
Yeah,
What type
do
of-
you?
What type of payback is that estimated to be? So when you say it will cover that, what's the dollar figure of that roughly?
The savings is going to be potentially up to $60,000 per year. So
So it's a 5 year
6 years. Yep.
5 year payback. Okay, so that is a absolute no brainer.
That was similar to the geothermal. We had a huge outlay and the return, it was very quick
Geothermal's on this bill.
this building. All right, I moved it, so I need a second.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those, okay, aye,
Aye.
aye, then a motion passes. I don't know why I was looking for a negative vote there.
Okay. So, and the next item is the environmental compliance resolution for the village hall. Village hall boiler, sorry.
All righty,
I'll move it,
I'll second.
all those in favor?
and that's moving to gas.
Correct. So in this case, and the next item is the bond sale. So this was an $82,000 project. I guess I can say this in my written report, which I'm still working on, but that's just been completed and signed off on this week. So the boiler, the conversion has now taken place. So we're working with a cleaner fuel, and then we just need to remove the above ground external tank taken out. But we finally had those pieces put together, done over the winter. Again, a little slow getting Con out to put the meter in, but that was completed during the holidays. So again, I was after Thomas on a daily basis on that. So appreciate that, Thomas. So that $82,850 project is complete. So.
All right, so we had a first and a second. All those in favor? Aye. Motion passes. All right, and then I will move authorizing the actual bond sale, again, to fund our boiler system replacement. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Terrific. Okay, and the next one is what we refer to as the 39 Milburn Street retaining wall. This is requesting the environmental compliance resolution, and then the bond sale is for an amount of $800,000. Again, for the public certification, this is for restoration, rehabilitation of that existing wall that separates Lower Milburn from Milburn. And as the board knows, we did retain some special geotechnical engineers to work with our engineer, and they are about to schedule some soil borings. And they've, up to now, have also done the exploration of the utilities underneath the wall.
And we did a really big review of that whole staircase. I mean, that was a real,
It's way overdue.
way overdue.
It's very dangerous.
I'll approve the environmental compliance resolution.
All right, do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. And then I will again authorize the bond sale to fund our 39 Milburn Street retaining wall. Do I have a second?
Yes, second.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Any idea when those were put in? So that must be 100 years ago.
Question, I would say somewhere between 75 and 100 years ago. Yeah, records are really sparse,
I was trying to find the
sketchy.
records on.
We
how-
couldn't find most of the, when will that work start?
The starting borings now,
Okay,
it's probably still not going to be, I would say till the summer. Really got to manage. There's just a lot of
it is a lot.
analysis and review that's being done on this. So we're trying to push it sooner, but
You're trying to do it right.
we're trying to do it right.
Okay,
That's the key thing.
all righty. And then we're going to our environmental compliance resolution. Jim, do you want to talk about what DPW machinery and apparatus that
Sure.
we
Now,
want to
right.
fund?
So in this case, the projects are grouped together. These were the three pieces of equipment you recently approved. One is a backhoe with what we call a particular type of claw, which will be used for a variety of purposes, including moving snow, debris, tree limbs, but this excavator is also used for leaf collection, which is what communities are now turning to pick up leaves as a more efficient way than trying to use the vacuum, the leaf vacuum trucks that we had. So that's one piece of equipment. And then there's two what we call trucks, one being a rack body truck to, again, just keep our fleet current and replace those vehicles that have exceeded their useful life. And it's just not, it's too expensive to maintain the other pieces of equipment. Yes, you approved the debt service. This is just including this total purchase of $450,000 in the van. And these equipment have been determined to have a useful life of 15 years.
All righty. Who would
And
like
the
to
dump
move that?
Yeah, and the dump truck. I'll move it.
All right, I'll second it. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. And then I will move authorizing again the bond sale to fund this equipment. I need a second. Second, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes.
Okay, and the next item is the environmental compliance resolution and bond sale documents for the library boiler, which was replaced in its entirety. And that project considerably more expensive at $373,000. However, here, the ban amount, the bond anticipation note will be for $87,000, with the difference being funded through two state grants that are being administered through the Dormitory Authority and were obtained thanks to the great efforts of the library director. So,
Are they with Shelley? Senator Mayer or?
Yeah, excellent question, and I believe one of those were funded through. I think I'm going to say Senator Mayer on that. Yes, and still working their way through the process.
Yeah.
But for the boiler, which I guess at this time I should tell you, yes, as you know, the boiler was installed just in time during the fall and is operational. I think not quite at 100% of operation, but almost there. They made some slight adjustments to the flue angle. So it's, and I think it's even been connected to the building management system, but still a few more touches there. But the library director has done a great job keeping the library board informed and myself as well. So almost fully operational.
And our library director has been great on finding these. He hunts out these grant opportunities, and then our state senator and our assemblywoman have helped on these. But boy, does he have a skill set.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I
He does.
thank Greg
There's a lot
for
of
that.
funding to the state education department, obviously, for libraries, but there is a lot of paperwork.
Yes.
And
A lot of
and
competition.
Greg knows that, and we have a lot of grants that we're managing. And, I gotta say, the treasurer does an amazing job. These emails come in with only a project number, and then we have to decipher them. And the New York State Dormitory Authority has essentially become the principal agency. And if you go to Albany, you'll see they're taking up more office space every day. They're just the administrator for all these projects. But again, with bond documents and with getting grants, they're also very particular, making sure that every resolution is in place, sign off by the village attorney. I guess my point there is just, it's a lot to manage. So the library director and the treasurer and I communicate regularly on that, but really appreciate that teamwork on that.
Would someone like to move the compliance resolution?
So moved.
All right, and a second?
Wake up call.
Yeah.
I'll second it.
All those in favor? Aye.
The boiler's all working 100% now, functional, without any further mishaps.
Still a few adjustments on it. I'm not going to say it's, when I say 100%, it's absolutely operational, but they've been tweaking and adjusting it to its full capacity. But
Right, and then I will move the authorization of the bond sale to fund the library's boiler.
I will second that.
Second, okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. And then again, our sanitary sewer rehabilitation, which Jim, again, thanks to Jim for doing the heavy lifting on this.
And Jim,
This we did last month too.
we've been working on this for years. Is there a point in time when we will be finished with the relining efforts of the sanitary sewers? Or is it like hitting a ship?
so it's a fair question. I know. I think we're well over 10 years in on these upgrades, but there's more to do. As you know, we started with the biggest bang for our buck, downtown areas where the sewers get a lot of use. We then started to push out to secondary areas, and that's where we're at now. But there's there's still a lot to be done. But, as we discussed at the last meeting, this allocation of additional 800,000, we also leverage with funding that we've received through the Environmental Facilities Corporation from the state of New York for matching funds, but a lot of engineering work that goes into this. But you might have recently read, for example, we lined, it's just a very complex sanitary sewer system that we have here too. But early on, we realized that we needed to, that the sanitary sewer line for Kraft goes underneath Midland Gardens. And we had that as one of the early lining projects because we obviously wouldn't want to have a collapsed sanitary sewer into that building. But if you read one of the recent articles that they've had in the paper about what they're dealing with a line that, a county line within the hamlet of Hartsdale in the town of Greenberg, where they've been working on this for a year on a sanitary sewer repair that's under a building. It's a real challenge. So we've made unbelievable progress as part of this lining. We also do spot repairs where we need to. And we also locate manholes that were covered up 75 years ago, places in the hilltop that people didn't like, residents didn't know what a manhole cover was. They thought they'd cover it. We relocated these, and so we're getting there. So I don't know. Maybe I'll say we're at around 70%.
Thank you.
All right, would someone like to move?
Move that.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye, opposed, motion passes. And our last resolution, I will move again to authorize the bond sale for our sanitary sewer rehabilitation. Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right. I did forget one thing to update the community. People have asked me about Rivermere, the building that was in the fire. And again, thank you to everybody. People have reached out, helped where they could. The entire front building of 23 apartments, everyone is back and in. The back building, 17, I talked to the apartment, the managing agent, and I guess the cleaners, the fire department, the county structural department, they've gotten all of their okays. So our building department is now getting ready to expect to get permits. So we're hoping at least people farthest away from the fire they'll be able to start the process of getting back in. But it's been hard for the 17 apartments in the back building. So that's where we are. It's all moving, but when you want to be in your home, nothing moves fast enough. So any other comments before we close the meeting? And our next meeting is on
February 9th.
February 9th. All right, so do I have a motion to close the January meeting? And a second. All those in favor? Aye. All right, see everyone February 9th. Thanks.